welcome in. I'm Mistah J. This is the arcade. We're playing Minecraft because I've been playing Minecraft all day and I figured I might as well be hanging out with you. So, here's the thing. Playing with the Create mod. I got my mod pack all together, got all the bugs worked out of it. It's all doing the thing that it needs to do. Last time we were working on the Nether Foundry stuff, and we got pretty far with that. I have all kinds of little dealy bobs and spiders and all kinds of stuff for an infinite lava source for the Create mod, basically. I was working on this last time, and I did finally finish the walls and everything for the end. But this building is big enough that it will be an infinite lava source because it has enough lava in it. Now, I haven't decided exactly the flow of everything, but this is going to be the core of our foundry. It's going to be everything that the whole factory is going to be based on. Is we've got all the lava we need for it. Have my little drill spider here, which will act as a decoration, as well as this is a windmill. So it will also generate power, which is cool. So I have this tapped right here just in case, depending on where I need it. Got our big spider in the back, which is one of our lava collecting spiders. This one is going to go out on the web that's stretched over a lava lake. I have my spider that has seen better days. That maybe slipped and fell in the nether and cracked his ball, and little world building stuff, little decorations. I have my little smokestack towers in the back here. This was one of the last buildings that I was working on, is what I'm calling the workshop. And most of these are very empty on the inside, so there's plenty of space to work with for whatever machinery is involved. So it's just kind of lit up right now. The pumps are actually hooked up for this. You just have to power them. Right now it's got a infinite tank on it, just so that I could get them filled up so they'd look nice. But I will actually run that from the main lava source, and then it's got the little tanks on the side here, and it looks kind of cool. Going for very industrial look for this kind of stuff. So not normally a style I build in, but the more reference materials I keep finding for it, the more I'm like, oh yes, let's build more of that. But this is what I have been working on the last couple of days. Let's go back to my flow chart so I can explain what the heck I'm doing over there first. So we have boilers are now the new big in-game energy source for the Create mod. So this is an incredibly tiny one, but you use blaze burners to heat water to create steam to drive a mechanical piston kind of deal, and that will create your rotational power. Well, one of the best fuels you can have is blaze cakes. So I thought, tempering, welcome in. I'm explaining the flow chart. How's it going? Good to see you. But going through my thought process on why I'm building what I'm building, how I'm building it, that sort of thing. Getting into create mod power sources and how to fuel them, and blaze cakes is where it's at. So I thought I needed to automate blaze cakes. So I went through the entire flow chart of all the ingredients you need and how to get them, and it all starts with cobblestone, of all things. So you get cobblestone and you crush it, it'll turn into gravel. If you crush gravel, it turns into sand, clay, and flint. Now, it has a small chance of getting clay, a small chance of getting flint. That's all well and good. In this mock-up, I'm just getting rid of the sand and the flint and just leaving the clay balls. So if you put them in the smasher here, you'll get clay blocks. Now, I'm using the chromatic return add-on for my create, so it has an extra recipe that if you haunt clay, you get netherrack. So once you get the netherrack, you can crush it and you get the cinder flower. Cinder flower with the other ingredients that you get all smashed together gets you the blaze cake base. Then you dump some lava on it, you get a blaze cake. And this has been sitting here running, for a long while now. And it cranks them out pretty well. Now, that brings us to all of this fun stuff over here. This is the cobble processing unit that I came up with, where I'm using a little cobble generator deal here to fill up the chutes. But this is the same setup as on the mock-up over there. Cobblestone goes through, it gets crushed, and then it gets crushed again, and some of it gets turned into gravel. Now, I'm letting some of it come through as gravel and just getting stored because, you need gravel for other things sometimes. But that's what this filter is for gravel and sand. Now, this one and this one are making just gravel. These three are all making sand and the flint and whatever clay balls happen to happen. Two of these lines are going to wash the sand and the gravel, and that will give you the opportunity for more flint and iron nuggets from the gravel, and then clay balls from the sand. So that gives me more clay to work with to make more blaze cake bases. And these were the numbers that I got. Actually, this should be like 90 something because I was testing out how the interfaces worked. So these 36 iron nuggets on top of this. So it was like 98. But that was from one double chest worth of cobblestone. And right now we've got plenty of cobble in the thing, so I can run the whole deal. And it's all self-contained. The water wheels power the whole thing, as well as the water from the water wheels is what washes the materials on the belts. Kitten, welcome in. You were at an arcade. Oh, that is awesome. Glad to see you. I hope you had a good time at the party. We're just going over weird contraptions that I've been making for the last couple of days and how I'm going to start putting them into pretty buildings, because this building actually houses this thing. So you can come in, and this one has been running much longer. I have all the stockpile switches and everything turned on for this one, so it is presently not running because this thing is kind of loaded. I've got my nice little building here. Oh, DDR. It'll get you every time. Well, at least you're home, right? You get to sit and, not have to worry about doing any of that leg stuff for the rest of the night. Yeah, this is the actual cobble generator for this thing instead of one of the little cheaty ones. But this thing pretty much keeps pace with the processing downstairs, as well as giving you a little bit of extra. So you can see there's 25K in here. It's pretty well set. Well, it's good to know that you can still do it, you know? There will come a day when, you know, the legs just don't want to play DDR anymore. All right, so there's a clay ball. There's a clay ball. And they all get stored in here. So that's one building is all dedicated to processing the cobble. The clay balls is what we need because I've got this going. Yeah, that's plenty. Holy smokes. But this is what's going to compact the clay balls into clay blocks. A pretend able-bodied day, huh? Well, you got to show off for the kiddos. You know, you can't let them think that you can't hack it anymore. Oh, yeah, this crazy contraption. And I had to line it up on the diagonal, not for any functional reasons. Like you could just put them all in a straight line, it would be fine. But I wanted to make it showy. So I made sure that I had the right distance between. I put them all at an angle. There's 9 of them here. And it takes the clay balls from the top there, puts them all in the little thing, it crushes them into blocks, and then it stores them in here. And this is the building that I came up with for that. It's a little double towery kind of thing. There's no interior on this one, but there's plenty of space that you could do stuff with it. Yeah, this is like all the main processing part of it. But then from here up is all just free space. I could do any kind of number of things in here. And that's the same on the other side too. So plenty of room to go around. And surprisingly, it doesn't take a whole lot of juice to make this run. Like the whole thing only takes 5 water wheels. But I'm anticipating getting for like the next update on the create mod, which has the much bigger water wheels. So, oh, you got to knight some people. Oh, that's cool. That is very exciting. I'm sure you did well. Do I have anything in here? I need to run this. That's what it was. I need one of these. I need it to go back the other way. Yeah, there we go. I like how when I first start it, they all go in like a wave pattern. Oh. See, it's building the meaningful relationships and experiences like that. That's going to be something to remember for a long time, I'm sure. Turn that off and leave some stuff on the conveyor belts just because it looks cool that way. Well, that'll be something that you get. Like, you can carry that with you. That's like a huge, like, it's a momentous occasion that you got to be a part of. And you have the privilege of knowing how important it was, not only to him, but to yourself as well, for being able to take part. And I think it's working. This is my bulk haunter thing that's going to take all of that clay and turn it into netherrack. And that's about as far as I got in the whole flowchart of things. Just built a little tower around it. So as far as we're up to here. And basically the only step left is to crush the netherrack into the cinder flower, because everything else is, chickens in a farm to get eggs and a sugarcane farm to get sugar. So the rest of it should be relatively easy. I got to do crushing wheels and I got to do a smashy thing and then put some lava on it and it should be fine. So he was avoiding it, and you twisted his arm a little bit to get him to get the recognition that he deserved. Yeah, this is where we're at in the flowchart right now. I got the crushing wheels, and all of this, I think up to here, like taking the clay balls and turning them into blocks, I think is going to be done on the surface world. Then I think the haunting would be more appropriate to take place in the Nether. So I retrofitted one of my towers, and now it has smoke coming out of it, and that has the haunter in it. Hey, you know what? I don't pick the ads. I'm amused by what people tell me they see on there for sure. But with the way Twitch is going, I don't know how long any of us are actually going to be able to do the streaming thing anymore. Yeah, so I'm going to do the haunting in the Nether, I think, which means I can take the rest of this building, which I don't even think this has an entrance. I think it's completely closed off. Yeah, I can take the rest of this. Yeah, I just saw like the updated terms of service. I see all the videos, everybody talking about it right now. I'm like, whatever. I'm a little streamer. Nobody cares what I do on here. They want to cancel my affiliate. I'm like, oh no. The $25 that's been sitting in my account is gone. Okay. Yeah, Twitch makes it out like they're paying us directly and it's not money that they're getting from other places. Like, come on. I mean, the same kind of thing happened with YouTube a few years ago and, all of that stuff. It all comes down to, capitalism. I haven't done a deep dive on it to see exactly what all the details are. I'm getting information secondhand, but it seems like they've changed the terms and conditions of like what you're allowed to advertise, how you're allowed to advertise it, whether or not you're able to use your own content in other places. And I mean, they have an exclusivity thing in there that's basically like you're not allowed to live stream at the same time on other platforms. Okay. Like my computer would want me to try to pull that off anyway, but they've always had that kind of thing in there. It's just a matter of, I guess there are more conditions about it that make it seem a little bit more shady now. And they had to put out a post about how they need to fix the release that they just did because it was too broad and it could be misinterpreted, but they didn't actually change anything in it. They just went back to change the language in it to clarify it. But, whatever happens, happens. I'm going to play games and make videos. I'll find somewhere to put them. I want this door to be bigger. Okay, that works. That will connect to the back. Yeah, I like the way that door is now. I would imagine it's mostly going to affect bigger streamers. The one thing that they had was like my little neon bar that I always have under my webcam. I guess some streamers have advertisement stuff that they just leave on their screen all the time. And they're cracking down on that. And they're saying you're only allowed to have ads like down in your panels and stuff. Like, I don't have any endorsement deals. No, don't care. Play games, build stuff with blocks. That's kind of the gist of it. It's very dark in this thing. But I need to open up a little bit more of this area. There we go. Now I can actually see what the heck's going on up there. Nah, there's a lot of people upset because they changed something, and more often than not, when you see that kind of mob mentality, no one actually read what they changed or if anything actually changed. So they're just upset because they made an announcement that they were making changes. But the big one was if you or they cancel your affiliate status, like if you go in and say, hey, I don't want to be an affiliate anymore, I want to be able to, live stream wherever, do whatever at the same time, they're going to charge you $25. So I'm like, okay. Yeah, it's not exactly the same way that it was 30 seconds ago. I'm angry. I'm trying to figure out how to squeeze this in here and how to transport the blocks in particular. Because I still haven't figured out how I'm getting the materials all the way to the top of this thing yet. I did not plan this very well. Yeah, it really hasn't changed all that much, has it? Oh, you're going way back. There are not many people that would even know what you're talking about. I mean, I do, because I was there for that, but dang kids and their internet and their loud music. Get off my lawn. I couldn't even tell you where you would go to see one of those active anymore. Raised by nerds in the wild. Oh, I missed one. And so I could put chutes on the bottom of this and drop all of them into other chutes. I had a blog before they were cool. Let me go back to the flow chart real quick. I have to remember exactly what I need to do. I need to crush the netherrack. Then I need to... then it's the cinder flower step. So that's where I have to put other farm stuff in here. The fact that this all worked just makes me laugh. So this very well might have enough room for me to do all the things. Personally, have never been a fan of trolls, but you really do. It's like I've always had a weird reaction to them too. Like, just really? This is what you're doing with your life? Of course, I say that about myself on a regular basis too. Like, really? This is what you're doing with your life? I had one the other night when I was doing shrines on Tears of the Kingdom, I think. And they caught me on a night when I was tired. So they lucked out. Now, there was a guy, James, that I used to stream with and hang out with. That was his thing. He wanted trolls. He got the biggest kick out of people coming in and trying to start stuff, and he just loved it. He's like, "Yeah, go ahead, come on in, do your thing, say your piece. You're gonna have to try real hard." Unless they said something like blatantly offensive, because James was also a very big advocate for his place being a safe space for any number of groups of people. And if somebody was saying something deliberately to trigger other people in the chat, he wouldn't put up with it. But what was that kid's deal? It was the cell phone kid. He came in and he even opened up with it. It was like, okay, can I say something a little trolly, but not really? It was like, why do you need a cell phone? Oh, yeah, I think you and James would get along famously. Yeah, that was that kid's deal. It was like, why do you need a cell phone? And I immediately told him, like, I don't need one. Like, I've been sitting by my phone all day. I haven't looked at it once. I have it here in case I get a call from work or something. But other than that, yeah, I don't need it. Well, why do you have it then? Like, for the convenience of having a phone and the fact that I am required to use it at work to do my paperwork. Oh, well, there's no justification. I'm like, okay, then. Why do you have a car? You've got perfectly good legs. He's like, oh, because I don't want it to take 3 hours for me to get to work. I'm like, aha. You can't argue that one expensive purchase is legitimate because it's convenient for you, only to make an argument with the same facts that, oh, you can't have a cell phone because that's convenient for other people. Like, just go away. Yeah, exactly. Like, again, it was a troll, and he caught me on a night when I was more focused on other things. And normally I wouldn't have even given him the time of day, but I'm old and tired, and I was playing Legend of Zelda, so I wasn't paying attention to some schmuck in my chat that was trying to cause trouble. This might actually work. Hang on. I need the crushing wheels. Cal Turbo, welcome in. Good to see you. I'm Mistah J. This is the arcade. We're playing modded Minecraft. I'm a huge fan as well. I'm working on a infinite lava source over here. It's a little more elaborate than your stick a hose in the lake and call it a day. Yeah, we're working through a flow chart at the moment. But this building over here with the little silos on top, that is the actual infinite lava source. There's a big glass container on the inside that has enough source blocks of lava in it to act as infinite. And then everything else is going to be item manufacturing and production. Like what I'm working on right now is getting the entire assembly process of making blaze cakes, so that way I can power the steam engines. We're going all the way from cobblestone to get all of the materials that we need. So right now we are up to here where I have the add-on, the chromatic return for the create mod that adds the recipe of if you haunt clay, you get netherrack. So that's infinite netherrack source. I can now crush netherrack, get the cinder flour, make the blaze cakes. So we are at this point where I'm trying to figure out how to crush the netherrack. These three buildings, as well as the silo that I'm working in at the moment, this process is the cobblestone and gets us some of the clay as well as some extras. This one is processing the clay and getting us the clay blocks. And this is a bulk haunter, which is haunting the clay and turning it into netherrack. Oh, well, thank you, Cal Turbo. Yeah, I'm in the middle of this part where I'm trying to figure out how to get all the stuff from the bulk haunter, which is up in the top of the silo, so that way I've got a little smoky effect. And I'm trying to figure out how to bring it down here so that way I can process it via the crushing wheels. And I have an idea. And that's where you came in. I'm thinking I might be able to do funnels on the outside here. With the crushing wheels like that. Maybe do these on the middle. If they'll drop those right in there, I can like build up a wall and they'll just drop them right into the crushing wheels. But I'm just going to do chutes on the bottom of that vault up there. I might not even need that vault, now that I think about it, because there's already chutes. Yeah, there's chutes for the netherrack right there. I could just bring this glass up. I don't even need this vault. I'm going to leave that one there for now, because I have not yet put the chutes in down below. But my end goal for this is some of the buildings are going to be on the surface and some of the buildings are going to be in the nether. So I'm going to build trains that are going to transport all the stuff from the surface to the nether, and then blaze cakes and anything else that I manufacture in the nether back to the surface. So it'll be like a big circuit kind of thing. Did I put things on there? I did. Okay. So I can break this and all that netherrack will just go right where it needs to go. It's all about having fun and building cool stuff. As long as you're having fun and building cool stuff, and not stuff that other people feel cool. No, it's, do you think it's cool? So I build crazy stuff all the time. Oh, well, I mean, spiders carrying lava in the Nether. Big old drill spider that's going to act like a power source because it's a windmill. You know? This is my kelp farm that I was working on like a month ago. It's all create mod stuff too. Oh yeah, it has a creeper farm built into it too. I forgot about that. Yeah, there's this layer, like this little thin bit, is all a creeper farm. So you can like AFK at the top to get I forget where the platform is supposed to be up there, but yeah, there's a windmill in here. It harvests all the kelp in this top layer. And then there's areas on the side that you can farm like regular crops with. This is my castle from my server. Never got to finish it. It's just the Great Hall. We definitely have a video game motif here. I had a create mod server. I no longer do. It ran for a few months and there was not a lot of interest on it, so I ended up shutting it down. There used to be a throne room back here. I don't think it is saved in this particular version. Oh, nice. I like to think I know a thing or two or about a thing or two in create, but I'm no expert by any means. I place blocks until it works. But and there's my iron farm up there. My little airship. And the tower that processes all the iron and the poppies. Euro, welcome in. Haven't seen you in a minute. What, that? Yeah, that's my iron farm. It takes a little while to get up there, even though I'm flying. I just got it back today, and it seems to be in perfect working order now. My my alternator went bad. But yeah, this is the female strum. Because I'm a sucker for science dad jokes. Oh, thank you, Cal. Yeah, it works now. It works better than before it had problems. Oh yeah, these don't work very well in schematics. Pumpkin farms on this side, shulker loaders that, you know, load it all up. I have a melon farm on the other side. Or had a melon farm on the other side. That one didn't work very well either. And then a big elaborate iron farm. that cranks out tons of iron whenever I've got it working. And then these need villagers in them, but these are automatic crop farms too. And they all get shulker loaded and everything. And I think it's carrots on that side and potatoes over here. Yeah, I am definitely a world edit guy for sure. Yeah, I have my little pods here, and a zombie gets stuck in a cart here for a couple of seconds, long enough to scare them, and then they spawn golems on either side. They drop down into the water channels here, and eventually they get pushed to the middle here, and they fall down the chute. I replace all of this glass with barrier blocks too. Oh yeah, there's a netherwort farm on the inside here. And then lots of space, more space. And then a drop chute into the tower below that processes all the golems and stores all the iron in shulker boxes. And then it has silo storage in there that'll light up depending on how many or how full it is. So it'll keep track. And this is one of my favorites. I was redoing the plaza here and adding a lot more detail and cool stuff. But this is the Sphinxer. It's part of an adventure map that I did where this entire thing is lined with TNT. So if you don't go through and like do the puzzles the right way, the whole thing explodes and leaves a crater on the map. Like little tripwires that if you don't see, boom, the whole thing. And you have to avoid the pressure plates. And you can see through to the outside right now, but there's brown glass on the inside of all of the walls, and you swap it out for TNT. The best part about this thing, when it explodes, it has a skeleton of obsidian that's left behind, so you just have this big skeletal lion creeper face looking thing. Yeah, all the little clues and everything are on the walls, like the safe path to walk through here and everything. I had a bunch of these little chambers that I had named creepers in. So if you got too close to them, you know, while you were walking around, they would explode. They all had like different pharaoh creeper style names, like Creephotep the Second. Yeah, I forgot how detailed this version was. This is like the 6th time I've built it because I keep trying to make it better. There's another way up here. Yeah. And then you end up in the back of the face, and one lever will open up the treasure room and one lever will just blow up the whole thing. So even if you survive all of the traps and the dangerous bits, it still comes down to a 50-50 choice. I think that's everything that I put on here. Like, this is a new creative world. Zoom out here. Yeah, that's everything on here so far. I need to get all of my other schematics and put them on here. I've been distracted by trying to make blaze cakes. I do. Give me a moment. If you want, Cal, send me a link in a message. 'Cause I'm going to have to do a whole bunch of stuff to pull mine up right now. Yeah, I'd definitely be interested in playing when I get the chance. It's like I've kind of been stuck on Tears of the Kingdom recently. So I've been playing a lot of that, but my main game is definitely. Oh, this is going to work, I think. Oh, you'll have to send it in a like a direct message to me, like a DM. Yeah, just on Twitch will be fine. Yeah, you should be able to click on my name and send me a message there. I think it should work. Yeah. If you right click on my name in the chat there, it should give you the option to whisper me or left click rather. You should be able to send me a message. Oh, this is going to require a ridiculous amount of power. But you know what? I bet it'll be worth it. Cool. I will have to get back to you after the stream. But yeah, I would definitely, I would love to come check it out. I actually saw one of those recently. There's, why are you still dumping stuff? Okay, we'll have to add these after. Otherwise, that's just going to have a bunch of entities sitting there. But at least I know they're going to drop in the right spot. Yeah, I saw recently there's some of the like up and comers on YouTube, I would say. They're starting to create server too, and they sent out an open invite. And I'm like, that's really cool. How do we tie you guys together? So that way. Oh no, not a 7-hour drive. I mean, I hope you have fun with your event for sure, but that just, That is a lot of drive. That's how long it takes me to go visit my folks. Okay, so yeah, that could be a thing. I just need to make sure I can generate enough power. Good God. That's a ton. Absolutely, Cal. Thanks for stopping in. Glad to have you, and I'll get back to you as soon as the stream's over. Running the table for or running service for the high table is always going to be something interesting. Jones! Welcome in, Jones. Thanks for the resub. Good to see you. We're doing crazy create mod stuff. I'm trying to work out how to make cake. I'll take you over to the flowchart board. So that way I can explain this madness that I'm involved in right now. Oh, wow. That guard was serious about their job. All right, Jones. So all of this is so that I can generate power for create mod stuff. We got a little boiler here that'll drive mechanical piston arm kind of deals and create rotational power. But they need fuel. Ah, there, see? Oh man, I have to wait for everything to update to see what version the new one is going to end up on, because I just got this mod pack working and it's like the last update. But I really like the big water wheels. I'm really excited for those. And I heard a lot of people are not happy with the new textures of things, which I haven't looked at them that much, but yeah. So here's the flowchart. This is what all the madness is. I need to make blaze cakes to fuel my blaze burners, right? So I went through all of the recipes and flowcharts in JEI to figure out the most efficient way to get to blaze cakes. And it starts with cobble. So cobble crushed gives you gravel. Gravel crushed gives you sand and clay balls and flint. You're going to get your stream going. Nice, kitten. Maybe I will have to raid in. Awesome. Very cool. I'm proud of you, kitten. Go do your thing. Have a good time. I will hopefully be there soon. Sorry, my hands are a little tired. I've been playing this all day. Yeah, Sean. So cobble to gravel to clay, which is what you need for one of the add-ons that I have is the chromatic return. So I gotta drink water and my meds. Water I can handle, but I don't have any meds, sadly. I mean, ibuprofen maybe. I don't have any meds, and I immediately turn to my right, and there's 3 bottles of anti-inflammatories. I'm like, yeah, maybe I have some meds. Oh. But yeah, so chromatic return gives you a recipe that if you haunt clay blocks, they turn into netherrack. So crush the netherrack, get the cinder flour, then, you know, the base ingredients for the cake. Couple of easy farms. Oh, goodness. What's going on with the allergies? Yeah, so the first half of all that stuff I can do in the overworld. So this one processes the cobble, gets us a bunch of stuff. It goes through, all the cobblestone goes in there, it gets crushed. 2 of these leave it as gravel, 3 of them do it as sand because it goes through the extra process after making the gravel. Ew, not the hives, anything but the hives. But yeah, this filter pulls out gravel and sand just for, you know, other uses. This is for the clay balls, this one's for flint, and then these 2 lines will wash sand and gravel, because if you wash sand, you get a chance for clay. So more clay to make clay for the netherrack thing. And then gravel, you get a chance at iron or more flint. So this is a really, 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 really inefficient iron farm. But then I built a pretty building for it to go in. Yeah, I need to set up a new profile so that way I can like do an updated world for the new version of Create Mod so I can go and play with all the new stuff. But I also like want to keep building stuff here, so it's like I'm torn between ooh shiny new stuff or ooh look what I did with all the old stuff. And this is the cobble generator instead of me just using like a cheaty one, like one of these, which these are nice in a pinch, but I wanted to do this as, I guess, vanilla create mod as possible, even though the wool that I'm using for my windmill is actually glow wool, so it has its own light that it gives off. Yeah, this whole thing's turned off right now because I've got the stockpile switches like set up. Ah. Well, why don't you go in and do one in creative mode? That way you can just, you know, fly around and find all the stuff. Or are you wanting to experience the adventure from the survival aspect? Because that is equally as good. More frustrating, but equally as good. This one I like because I built it in such a silly way. There we go. This is what happens to all the clay. It all gets smashed and turned into blocks. And then eventually I take those blocks and I put them in this thing, which is a bulk smoker. or a bulk haunter, which it's running on 1 RPM. Like, this thing takes almost no juice. Like, look at that. It's 16,360 out of 16,384 left to use. Ah. Falling asleep is a legitimate answer. Because I did that last night while I was toying with the first building and trying to design it. I fell asleep right at my keyboard. Yeah, this is the second building for the clay smashy bits. And then this is the building that I did for the haunter for the surface, but then I got to thinking that the haunting would be better in the nether. So I grabbed one of my smoke towers and I put the bulk smoker up here. Keep calling it a smoker. It's a haunter. Ooh. What kind of game items? I want to be involved. How can I help? It does smoke. The funny thing was, I came up with a design to be able to turn smoke off and on, depending on like what machines ended up in here. Because I was thinking I was going to use the original 3 over there. It was like, okay, a furnace array, a smelter array, and a smoker array. And I thought if I put a windmill horizontally across the bottom, I could decorate it to look like a gear. So that would, little create mod nod in the base of the smokestack, right? But if I connected that to a bunch of fans that were blowing up that had lava on top of them, it had to be lava because it wouldn't have smoked the other way. The black smoke particles from the cooking animation would come out of the top of the smokestack, and I'd be able to use a redstone link on a clutch above the windmill to turn it on and off depending on if the smoker array was running or not. Ooh. See, now you're talking my language. Getting into pixel art and doing all kinds of video gamey kind of stuff. Yeah, that's my jam. Okay, so, but this is where I left off in the trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing. This is going to give me netherrack from the haunter. Okay, Shuns. And then I'm going to try and put it through crushing wheels to get the cinder flower. Yeah, so this could just make a ton of cinder flower, and that could be its job. Because I think this is going to require a whole lot of power. I have to do the math. Hang on. Let me do math real quick. Okay, so that needs 2,304 stress units. Better write that down in my handy dandy notebook. where I did my flow chart for the entire making cakes thing. Okay, so this... Oh yeah, I got to make a redstone farm too. So I need 2304 to run all of these crushing wheels. Because I don't need to run them fast. I just need them to run. Oh, wait a minute. This might work. This very well might work. Here it is. If I do one of those with a windmill bearing, that could work. I might be able to generate enough stress units with a windmill in the space that I have. Oh, dang it. That's going to get in the way. We're going to try it anyway. That is a satisfying squishy noise. Okay, so we're going to use glow wool for this, because I kind of want this to be orangey in the back here. I want a clutch on there too. Clutch. And then 2 more of these. Okay. Ever. Can put a redstone link on it later. These ones are only going to be able to do 1. Because the glowstone is in the way. But I can get away with 2 for these first 2 at least. Pretty sure one of these that was 8 high or 11 high, that was a 3x3 like this, generated like 4,000 stress units. So I should be pretty safe with this. Oh, here we go. Holy smokes, it worked. It's going the wrong way, but it worked. Oh, and it didn't catch these ones. Okay, that's fine. How much do we have? Oh my gosh, we've got plenty. I'll be able to run other stuff off of this. Nice. I could probably make that look like a flame or something. Take a little bit off the top here. Then I can make that look like a burner in the back. Oh, wind power for the win. Those are all turning the right way. Cool. I'm gonna put this on here. Cool. But yes, so windmill. Windmill has powered and has given us room to spare. Not quite as much since I took those 8 off, but I mean, you know. I could glue some more to the bottom. Maybe. We'll just leave it. Okay, so this will make the cinder flower. I don't want that right under there. We want that one out. Nice. Very nice. Vertical gearbox. Or wait, those are both going forward. That's going backwards, so... What is this gonna do? We go that way with it. That's the wrong way. Okay. That is also the wrong way. Yeah, we'll do that on the back. Oh, I'm gonna have to push that forward one. I need room for the andesite funnel, otherwise all the cinder flower that comes off of there is going to get stuck. Okay. Crisis averted. So now let's do the kelp. I don't like how slow that's going. I need it to go faster. It's going to be going the wrong way. Dang it. Okay. Do have netherrack. Let's see. I think we want a brass for this. Because brass can handle more, I think. And then we'll do andesite on the sides. Okay. External storage. One of these. These. And we're getting cinderflower. Give me one. I need one for the filter. It's working. I just need to do all of that same stuff on the other side. One of these, one of those, one of these, and two of those. Get rid of all of this. And then that's the belt. Yeah. So that's what, 2? Yeah. So that should go right about there. not the direction I want you to go in. Okay, who's getting it? This one? Cool. Heck yeah. It's working. We just have to build this up a little bit so it doesn't look like it's floating here. Oh, we've already got over 1,000. Ah, love it. Cool. Not gonna let me pick you up, huh? Come on, give me a piece of netherrack. There we go. Ooh, snagged it on the first try that time. I do kind of need a way to get back there, don't I? Very dark in here. walkway, huh? Netherrack walkway. Just a ladder to get up here. Say, enter at your own risk. Kind of walkway. Yeah, there's still enough space for you to throw something down there, I bet. Yeah, aim it just right. Yeah, but you are relatively safe from falling in there yourself. Cool. I'll have to fill in the sides here too, I think. You know, just for safety reasons, we'll make sure that he falls in some crazy place. Actually, that should be perfect right there. Because then I'll be able to access the clutch and stuff. We don't even need any of this down here. This will all just be filled in. Yeah. Cool. What kind of ladder do we have? Iron ladder. Andesite ladder. Yeah. It is create mod after all. Get up here. And then you can walk to the back. You can access all the stuff. Guess we could. Since it is just mirrored. Alright. Is that right? I don't know if that's right. It's not right. That looks right. Okay. So let's go from here because I know where the slabs are going to go. Let's do that on this side. Go to there. Have our safety walkway. There. Precarious stairs. Right next to the windmill and all the moving parts. Sweet. And we've still got power to spare. That is awesome. Heck, we've got more than double that. We could make a whole nother one of these. Oh yeah, we got to do the safety bit. Make sure nobody falls. We've got 7K already. Oh. So now I just need to figure out how to get eggs and sugar into the Nether. And that's the whole farm sorted. I don't want anybody falling in there. Wait. I should probably try to make this one a little more spooky. Since it's a haunter, after all. Actually, let's go see how that chute works. Tell me it works. That would be great if it worked. Is this going to be like my kelp farm and it's too far for it to render properly? Or I didn't actually power that, I don't think. Yeah, that's why it's not haunting. It's not on. Can I get away with this? I mean, technically I could just do a wee little windmill in here. Since that thing only takes one rotation. But how do we tie you in? There. You. Clutch. Got to be orange as well. Just in case. And glue. Now, is it going the right way is the question. Come on, let me out. It is not going the right way. It is going backwards. All right, give me the wrench. Oh. That appears to be working. Come on, do the thing. There it is. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I kinda like that idea. Let's run with that a little bit. So now you can up and over easily, go to either side. Oh, it works. It works, it works, it works. Well, one more time. Yep, there it is. Sweet. Holy smokes, that jumped up 1,500. Okay, so I should do the redstone links now. Okay, to this one. We want that to be a receiver. Its signal will be cinder flower in a cog. This one will be netherrack in a cog. Still need the cinder. For the other side of this circuit. There we go. That is a receiver. Close that off. One there, one there. Just because I haven't gotten to use these in anything proper yet. That should turn the whole thing off. Okay, so the netherrack is that one. So we want all of these to turn off as well. So we don't want to lose the cinder flower making material that is our netherrack when we're not running the machine. There's a much more efficient way to do this, but this is what we got. And I'm hoping these turn off. That'll turn that off too. Had to eat? Well, I'm glad you ate. because this thing works. And it works really fast. I'm just fine-tuning it at the moment to make sure that it shuts off when I want it to shut off. Because otherwise, this is going to keep kicking out netherite. Yay. And then I can turn it off. And it turns off. Oh, that's cool. Now, the only problem is this also turns off these chutes on the outside. So if I was running the Haunter, but not the crushing wheels, then there's just going to be a bunch of stuff that piles up on there, and it won't get absorbed. I have to wait for it to do its thing, but there, see, they'll just sit there. As soon as I flip that switch, they'll get brought back down in. If I can put this directly on the andesite funnel. It does. And it's getting ground up. If I take that one with the MBT data, maybe that'll work. That would be excellent if that worked. Because not only does that cover up the last little bit of the grindstoneage here, so there's no possible way of falling in. But that means I can operate these independently. So if I want to make more netherrack, I can run the Haunter. And if I just want to process netherrack, I can run the grinder. So that's all off. Cool. It did not turn these off, which means I can run this on its own. There it is. We did it. We now have a absurdly efficient processing unit for doing cinder flower. And we've got juice to spare. Like, we're only using a little more than half. So I could run more machinery off of this if I needed to. That all turns off. And if we run this, it'll make the stuff, it'll haunt it all, and then it drops it straight down. And yep, it all turns off. I wonder if we can squeeze a chute in there. That should totally work. Yeah, that looks like it'll dump right in there. So I wish I had a more exact number. I turn it off. Does it suck them all up? It does not. Fine. I'll let it run for however long it takes. We're not running this for it. Because we've already got a ridiculous amount of netherrack. Looks like I need my belts to go faster. What's going on? It's producing too quickly. It can't keep up. Okay, we'll go with the speed controller. I got you. It's the fine-tuning of things, you know? You gotta get it all working the way it needs to work. That doesn't need to be vertical anymore. Let me out. That is now going the wrong way. There we go. Now the cinder flower's getting through. All it took was a little, little tiny adjustment, use the tools that were at my disposal already. And a couple of these, I think. So yeah, that goes there. This one is actually going the right way, so I can just put a shaft in there. Not the lever. And then crank that sucker up. Cool. Okay, now the cinder flower is definitely making its way along. It's not getting stuck anymore. And here's a nice convenient platform that I can throw it on there myself. It's just one piece of netherrack. Holy smokes, that's jumped up 10,000. Look at how quick we're going through the netherrack. Holy smokes. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have to worry about that. Yeah, the vault is officially out of netherrack, so there's still a couple sitting over there. I wonder if that's the 3 that it was talking about. No. Still says there's 3 in there somewhere. No. That would show up on here if they fell in there. Huh. Yeah, it still says there's 3 in there. I wonder where. Oh, well, I mean, I'm going to have to mess with the vaults again anyway, but that's fine. Everything else is working perfectly. 25,000. Holy smokes. Well, I would say we have successfully made the cinder flower farm. I'm sure this thing is full by now. Yeah, I can now process cinder flower at an alarming rate. So, I think we're going to call it quits there. I got to see about raiding out tonight. Since Kitten said they were about to go live. Oh, do not see Kitten on. Oh, well. successful day. We played a lot of Minecraft. We did the things. So until next time, keep playing. We all game over sometime, and I will see you around the arcade.